Fine. So in the last class, we have seen the transmission line circuits, correct? And now today we'll see the transient analysis on the transmission lines. So what we'll do today, this is just a minute. Yeah. So transient analysis on transmission lines. Fine. So like what we have seen in a circuit theory course, so we'll try to extend the idea for the transmission lines. Fine. So under the transient condition, so if you remember that voltage and current phasors, so like the quantities like such as if you know x reactance, then wavelength, then wave number, then phase constant. So under the transient condition, these all are the things loses their meaning actually. The reason is quite clear because we are going to analyze a sudden change, correct, sudden surge. So because these studies basically based on the steady state single frequency and time harmonic source and signal. Fine. Now, like if I take the examples here, so the for examples are students are still joining. It is really difficult for me to admit this thing. So this is like digital signals in computers, correct? And the sudden surge in the power or the transmission lines or telephone lines, correct? Sudden surge in phase in power and telephone lines or transmission lines, the same thing. Fine. So these analyses are really very important because when the sudden change or surge is coming, so we should analyze that what actually happening inside the transmission line. And they definitely will try to connect these things, the different discontinuity, what we left actually in last class. We'll connect all those things after this class. So let us see here the transient behavior of the lossless transmission lines. Fine. So for the transient behavior, let us assume here that R is equal 0 and G is equal 0. It means that we are talking about the lossless transmission line. So for that case, we already seen that Z naught is equal R naught is 1 upon under root LC, and mu is 1 upon under root LC. These are the things we already have, these things. Now let us consider a circuit, a very simple circuit. We have already solved many times in a circuit and system. So a source resistance and a DC power supply. Then we connect a transmission line, let's say length L, and we connect it with R naught. The same resistance what transmission line having, right? So let us consider a point Z is equal Z1 and this is Z is equal L as per our convention. And what we are do here, will make a switch, correct? We'll make a, let's say here we'll make a switch and let us assign here. So this, fine. Now let's say a case A, switch closed at t is equal 0. Fine. So what we can write actually from the previous experience, what we have seen in transmission lines, immediately we can write the V1 plus the incident wave, and this could be calculated R naught divided by R naught plus RG. A simple circuit from the circuit theory, we can write down these things. And this is in positive Z direction. This is with velocity of 1 upon under root LC. These facts are clear to us. And similarly, we can also write the incident current wave as V1 plus over R naught. Fine. Now, if you plot these things, correct? If you plot this, let's say on y-axis, you have V, the function of z comma t, space and time, correct? And t on the x-axis. So it will be looking like this. So up to this point is Z1, correct? And after that, we have these things. Fine. So this is what actually we can say actually this is V1 plus voltage at Z is equal Z1. So what will happen at Z is equal L? We need to we should think about just a minute. Fine. So at Z is equal L, and let us assume that transmission line characteristic impedance, this time particularly I'm saying transmission line characteristic impedance and the load is same. Fine. So what will happen? Definitely you can immediately write gamma will be 0. Fine. But like if RL is not that R naught and RG is not equal to R naught. It means that what we have seen in the last class, that the wave incident will be bounced back from the load, and when it is coming towards the source again due to this mismatch, it is again reflected back. This phenomena will keep going on until these things it settle down. So yes, so at t is equal capital T is the complete time period, is L by U. Fine. Where L is the length of the full length of the transmission line and U the velocity. So in this way we can find it out one time period. Fine. So what will happen actually, if you recall the circuit what we just drawn previously. So at the load end, means at Z is equal L, and since RL is not equal to R naught, so there must be some reflected wave. Fine. And that reflected wave travel in negative Z direction with magnitude of V1 minus is equal gamma L V1 plus. And this reflected wave arrives at the input at time of 2t, 2 capital T. Fine. And here gamma L, we already have the idea, which is RL R naught divided by RL plus R naught. Fine. Now the thing is, when the wave reaches again at the generator side, means at Z is equal 0, then again it reflects back, because there Rg is not equal to R naught, and R naught is a characteristic impedance of the transmission line. Fine. So what will be the magnitude of that reflected wave? That will be V2 plus, so this is the second time happening, so we put it up 2 here, V2 plus is equal to gamma G V1 minus. Or if I recall the V1 minus from here, correct? So I can write down gamma G, gamma L, V1 plus. Fine. Here gamma G is Rg minus R naught divided by Rg plus R naught. So what happens? This process will go on indefinitely with wave traveling back and forth, fine, until a steady state condition is reached. Fine. So what we'll do actually, so we'll make it generalized and we'll try to get a steady state idea here, that let's say the voltage and current at any particular location on the line, on a transmission line, at any particular time interval, if you write down these the voltage and current waves, so you can just sum all these reflected and incident voltage and current waves. So what I'm saying, that let's say if I'm particularly talking about the load side, correct? So it means that VL is V is a function of L. If you write VL or V is a function of L, it's the same thing, correct? So we can write VL as V1 plus V1 minus plus V2 plus V2 minus V3 plus, and so on. Fine. So the thing is that any particular location on a line, what we can do is just take a algebraic sum. Fine. So it will provide you the situation at this particular time. Now the thing is, we can solve because we already have the idea, we already have the expressions. So better to solve this equation. So if you're going to solve these things, we'll take the next page. So VL, which is V1 plus, sorry, V1 minus, V2 plus, V2 minus, V3 plus V3. So let's say I'm taking these terms. Fine. Now, recalling all the things, what we have, gamma L, VL plus. Now let us write down all the thing in terms of V1 plus, because we know the these coefficients will come, reflection coefficients will come. Fine. Now let us make a common here, V1 plus, and let us arrange like this: 1 plus gamma G, gamma L, gamma G square, gamma L square, and up so on. One series. Another series is gamma L, gamma G, gamma L square, gamma G square, and gamma L cube, and up so on. This is one series. Now we can solve. We have already the background to solve this series. So this will be 1 upon 1 minus gamma G, gamma L, plus this will be gamma L over 1 minus gamma G, gamma L. Now if you solve further, so this will be V1 plus 1 plus gamma L over 1 minus gamma G, gamma L. This is what actually, this is the steady state value of voltage across the load VL. So I'm writing here, this is steady state value of voltage across the load VL. Fine. So now we got an idea here that how we can find the steady state voltage. Now let us take a case here, and then we'll see that how the things are going on within the transmission line. So let us take a case, a numerical value. Let us take a numerical value so that we can draw something like waves and all, reflected and transmitted waves. So let us say that R L is equal 3R naught, and Rg, let us take 2R naught. What is R naught? R naught is a characteristic impedance of what? Transmission line. Now, can you find it out gamma L? Yes, gamma L will be what? This will be 3R naught minus R naught divided by 3R naught plus R naught. It will give you 1 by 2. Similarly, if you find it out gamma G, this will be 1 by 3. Now these two values we have. Now what we can do, we can immediately find it out the V1 plus, which is, if you remember, R naught divided by R naught plus Rg, this is 2 R naught V naught. So this will provide you V naught by 3. Fine. Gamma L and gamma G you will already have. Now let us define the VL here. So VL, we just derived these things. So which is actually V1 plus 1 plus gamma L divided by 1 minus gamma G, gamma L. Now if you solve this, putting gamma L, gamma G and all sort of things and V1 plus, so you can write it down in terms of V naught only, and this will be 3 by 5 V naught. Now all the initial things we know, right? So it means that what we can say that V naught is going to be divided between Rg and RL at the steady state. Fine. So let us draw some of the waveform and let us try to understand, correct, this phenomena at the different time intervals. So let me draw here these things. So let us consider a time 0 to t, correct? Means below capital T. It's the total time interval, right? And we know, we already have the idea that what is the velocity and all that, how we will define the time interval, these things, fine, v1 plus and all the things we have. So it means that in this time the wave is moving forward but did not reach to the load end, fine, because we are observing below capital T. So wave is moving, but it is not going to touch the load end, right? So how we can draw these things? This way, right? So it is moving in this direction. This is Vz, and this is Z, and let's say this is the total length of the transmission line and defined as L, right? And this is V1 plus. V1 plus we already have the value, which is V0 by 3, right? Right? Now let us draw some other time interval and let us see what will happen. This is Vz, it is defined all the things. This is L. Now I am particularly observing the wave between these time interval, which is T to 2T. Means the wave already this thing hit it to the load side and moving towards the generator side. Or wave is moving back after being reflected from the load. But again, because this is less than 2T, it means that this did not reach the generator. Right? So can we do these things? Yes. So how the things will look like? So this is up to, let's say, some point. This is V1 plus. This will keep going on. And what happened when it reaches to here? Sorry. When it reaches to here at some arbitrary location, let's say, correct, and it moves further and hits to the load, correct. So what will happen, that what is the total value of these things? It will be V1 plus V1 minus, right? V1 plus V1 minus. So what we can write these things like this. So there will be a little bit shift or addition of the amplitude in a upside we can observe, fine. So this is what actually this magnitude is, V1 minus, because ultimately if you see here this point, so this will be V1 plus V1 minus. I hope you are getting the visualization actually, fine. This is all about the visualization and the formula I have given. You need to simultaneously work actually. Fine. Now let us consider a third case. You can write a MATLAB program, a very good MATLAB program, and it will provide you the better insight. So let's say in this time, 2t less than small t is less than capital 3T this time. So what we are going to do, what we are going to observe in these things, the wave moves forward again, fine, after being reflected from the generator, but did not reach to the load end again. Now the thing is, what will happen? Then again these amplitude keep adding on, fine, but it is not as much high what we have seen, that V1 plus V1 minus, right? Because it is going to multiply gamma G, gamma L and all the things. So a small variation will come. So if I draw here, so I'll draw the complete picture, then I'll explain these things. So this is the V1 plus, fine, and here some arbitrary location, and this is going down, fine. So this is V1 plus, is clear to us. This is the initial forward wave, and up to here, the magnitude we already have seen. This is V1 plus V1 minus. Now again it will going back to the source side, and again it will experience a mismatch, and if you see this small shift, this is actually V2 plus. So what I can say, actually it is here V1 plus V1 minus plus V2 plus. So it now moving in this direction, whereas here this is moving in this direction, right? Correct. So this is actually what? This is a progression of the transient voltage wave on the lossless transmission line we have seen. Now, in the same way, correct, one can also perform for the steady state value of the current. Steady state value of current, let's say IL at the load location. You are free to do at any arbitrary location, correct? But these are the things actually on book, correct? So we need to match, so that you can, again, when you go to the book, so you can find some similarity. So this will provide you the better understanding. Otherwise, we can also discuss at some arbitrary location. Please try from your side, and then we can discuss. So IL is equal I1 plus, sorry, I1 minus plus I2 plus and I2 minus. The same thing, correct? Now, if you solve these things, so one step I'll write. This is very important. V1 plus upon R0, and this will be minus A. V1 minus over R0 plus V2 plus over R0 minus V2 minus over R0. Now, if you solve these things finally, so you can write IL as I1 plus, the same thing you need to perform again. You need to recall V1 plus and all those things, and you have to make the series, correct? And finally you will arrive some conclusion. So I1 plus 1 minus gamma L over 1 minus gamma L gamma G. Fine. So this is the expression you will get in case of the current. Here the thing is little bit different, because there are some plus signs are there, correct, in a numerator, but here in a numerator we have a negative sign. It means that when the current wave will reflected back from the load and the things from this side, so it will carry the negative sign also. So it means that it is not going to increase the magnitude all the time. Sometime it is going to add, and sometime it is going to subtract. So you need to very careful here while plotting these the wave profiles at any arbitrary locations. Fine, correct. So like you can check the book actually, and even I can draw, but I I want that you please at least check the book and try to find it out, that what will happen at 3 different time slots. Let's say you can plot between 0 to t, and you can plot between t, same thing, to 2t, and the C is the 2t, 3, this thing is fine. So please try to draw the things for these things. Okay. The last one I can show here, and whatever I am telling you, we can discuss very quickly. Iz, and this is t, let's say, right? So if you draw here with this particular time, you please check these things. You have to do step by step what I told you in the last slide. For the voltage, you have to perform the similar way for the current as well. So first I'll draw, then I'll explain. So this is the thing. Now here, this magnitude actually is I1 plus I2. And you will surprise here, what is the I1? I1 is, if I mark, the I1 level is this. This is what? This is I1 plus. Whereas you have seen that V1 plus was, like I'll show you. Yeah. So here you can see that V1 plus is here, but when the time increases, so it keeps, the magnitude keeps going up. Fine, because the thing is, in numerator, we have the positive sign. So mathematically, these things are happening here. And in the case of current, actually, we have the negative sign in the numerator. So definitely, sometimes we will be having the negative value, sometimes we have the positive value. And due to this, actually, correct, these things are happening. And here you can see that I1 plus and the steady state is below to this magnitude. Fine. So if I quickly draw this thing, so this magnitude actually, this is I2 plus this one. Fine. So this is particularly I drawn for 2t, between time 2t to 3t. Fine. So this is all about that how the wave will behave at these things for this circuit actually. So what we experience actually, that the waves are going forward and coming back due to this mismatch. And the thing is, these actually, this phenomena particularly leads to a very important applications. I'll let you know this thing. This is a TDR, and most of the these things, BSNL engineers and this RF engineers, they are using that device. That is based on this thing. So before that, we'll do the analysis of the reflection diagram, means bounce diagram we'll study, and then I'll show you the application. Fine. So for the today's class, this is the thing. I'll suggest you please go through the book and please revise the things. And in next class, we'll study the bounce diagram. It's very important topic. Correct, and graphically we'll try to solve the things. Okay. So thank you so much.